This is the 2025 Honda Accord SE. Is this the best bang for the buck trim level? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Holmes Honda to take a look at this meteorite gray metallic with black interior 25 Accord. The SE being the second trim level in the lineup, so not the lowest, but the second to lowest. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video. So let's see what you get based on that particular trim level. There might be some things here that surprise you a little bit. Now we will have our LED daytime running lights. I know it's a little hard to see some of this because there's some water all over the vehicle, just what we're having to work with today. Now, no fog lights or anything like that. What do you think about that? Tell Honda down in the comment section if you think they should add fog lights to these Accords. What you will find down here in the area where you would find a fog light is the active air curtain, allowing air to flow through the front end, comes out right in front of the front tire. That's going to improve your aerodynamics. And we'll have a combination of some gloss black with our upper grille, matte black finish down here on the lower area. That's a good place for that because that's going to pick up more debris off of the road. That doesn't show damage the same way that gloss black does. And what about your safety features? Well, we're looking at Honda Sensing being here. That's going to be Honda's safety suite of driving aids, adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and traffic jam assist. Now the Accords only come in front-wheel drive. I've had a lot of people say, well, I really want myself an all-wheel drive Accord, but this is what we have for now. Being front-wheel drive, let's talk about our tire and wheel size. On your width, it's going to be 225. The sidewall is a 50 series. That's this area right here, in case you didn't know, wrapped around the gloss black 17-inch wheel. Give it a very nice sporty look. I like that. Good thing. Now, moving up here to the side view mirrors. The gloss black mirror caps, now you don't have the turn signal indicators built in. They are manually folding, but that one thing that might surprise you a little bit, well, maybe two things here on this trim level, being that it's almost the lowest, is they are heated and you have blind spot monitoring with those power folding side view mirrors. And it is a very bright, sunny Louisiana day. I'm going to take advantage of that and show you the remote. So this is what you're going to have, a small compact remote. You even have remote start, so a good thing. It's a proximity key. You have the walk away feature. All of those great things are going to be there. We've got our shark fin antenna up there. This model does have a sunroof. It is a conventional size sunroof, but it is there. And as of 2023, no longer having those crab claw or stapler style taillights back here. Some people told me they don't like this design of taillights. Personally, I think they work. I think it gives it a nice look back here. A pretty clean look. You don't have any exposed exhaust outlets or anything like that coming through the rear of the bumper, but it gives it a clean look. Nice vehicle. Speaking of that exhaust, let's open the hood and find out what is being exhausted. Under the hood is the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's going to be hard to remember this, but it makes 192 horsepower and 192 pounds-feet of torque. I like it when it works out that way because I don't have to think as hard. All that's made into a CVT, all the kidding aside. What about your MPGs? We're going to let Austin walk over and show you the window sticker, and I'm going to tell you what those numbers are. 29 city, 37 highway, 32 combined, and 3.1 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven, giving the Accord, whether you go hybrid or non-hybrid, pretty solid gas mileage numbers. And if you're curious about the gas tank size, I know a lot of people like to know about that, it is 14.8 gallons. Gaining access to your cargo area is very easy. We just push a button right there, or on the remote, or in the interior. And here's something interesting as Austin shows you the interior of the trunk. 16.7 cubic feet is what you're going to find, whether you go with something such as this SE or a hybrid version. Normally when you go hybrid, you lose cargo capacity, but you don't in this case. Underneath the floor right here is something you won't find with the hybrid model, but you can add a spare tire. A little peace of mind. And I'm going to pull on these releases right here so I can lower the seat backs down and show you how everything looks when you maximize your cargo capacity in case you need to have something sticking through this area that doesn't quite fit the way it should in the trunk. All right, let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. And there's two things here that I think are going to make everybody very happy. But before we get to that, let's talk about the door panel over there. A good bit of room with the armrest. My personal thing is I would like to see that be completely flat. It just seems having that angle up there, I don't know, maybe that works out okay for people that sit back here, but for me, I'd rather have it completely flat. It just seems like it's more comfortable. And we have the bottle holder right there / door bin, some good space right there. Now you can't change the angle of these seat backs right here. There is a little bit of recline built in, so that works out pretty well. It's not completely straight up and down, so the rear seat passengers can be very comfortable back here. And we have a rear seat pocket only on the passenger side. I always wonder about that because it seems like there should be one on the driver and the passenger side. But that thing I told you about that you're gonna like, rear air conditioning vents and USB ports. So that's a good thing. Considering trim level, there is some of that will help out answering that question, is this the best bang for the buck trim level? So for those of you who are looking for that kind of thing, it's here. You also have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in, and from this angle, this is probably the best way to show it to you. There is that sunroof. It is conventional size. It does tilt and slide open. And it's your favorite time of the video, at least a lot of you, because you like to ask what the price is in the comments, but you don't really watch the video. So for those who do watch to this point of the video, $31,655. Shh, don't tell anybody who asks what the price is in the comments section, unless there's a laughing emoji next to it. People do that. Good for you when you do, because it does make me laugh. Let's see what else you get for the sticker price. When we look across the dash area here, you have a pretty consistent look between the air conditioning vents and the areas that are not air conditioning, other than these controls right here for the direction, but a nice, clean, consistent look. I like that. And again, the nice large armrests here, a little bit larger than what we have in the rear because you have a larger door bin. And you can see the controls over there on the passenger side for the window and the door locks. We'll also find a gloveless glove box. One day somebody's going to play a prank and put some gloves in here for me to see, and then I won't be able to say it's a gloveless glove box anymore. And I'm going to grab the camera here real fast, and we're going to take a look over here on the driver's side door panel. You can see you have one touch down, one touch up front windows, but not the case with the rear windows. And they don't quite go all the way down. In fact, I'll show you real quick what that looks like, in case you're wondering, because I know people like to know about that. So there's where they roll down to. I'll have to hold that down to get them back up. Here's the controls for your side view mirrors, as far as that goes. And if you want to open the trunk, right here is the button. You can do that on the door right there. Let me open this up real quick so you can see. So all you have to do is push that button and the trunk will open. You have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. That lever right there, when you lower it, lets you adjust that. Your steering wheel mounted controls, everything for your adaptive cruise control over here, and then controlling radio, volume, voice commands, all of that is over here. You can also use the scroll wheel right here. If I push that, I can go through different features right here depending on what I want to do as far as the different options go. You can customize the display. All that good stuff is going to be here. And control your headlights and taillights right there. And when you turn your headlights on, see how that Accord in the center of the instrument cluster illuminates? You can see that the headlights are on. If you push the gas pedal, or excuse me, the brake pedal, you see the taillights come on. And when you go into drive, it gets down into what I like to call the ready, set, go position. Pretty interesting to see that. By the way, this lever over here is a multitasker. Some of you know about that and some of you don't. Some of you thought, I thought all you did was control your headlights and taillights and all that stuff right there. You mean you can do more than that with it? If you're not sure, I actually have a tutorial on how to use your blinkers here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel. And right here is the control for your windshield wipers. I'm going to hand that back to Austin real fast. We're going to take a look at the 7-inch touch screen. Nothing major going on here. It's pretty simplistic. You can still pair your smartphone and all that good stuff. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. When you go into reverse, you're going to have your multi-view rear view camera with your trajectory lines. Here's what we have as far as all of that goes. Those are your 3 different views. And some good old-fashioned technology that I'm glad is here because I know it's useful to a lot of people. They'd rather have this than something in the screen to deal with. But here's your control for turning the radio on and off and the knob for controlling the volume. And you can surf through your stations here. You can also do that on the steering wheel, obviously. You can do it here as well. And you can see some of your other one-touch features right there. And here is the dual zone climate control. Even on this lower trim level, dual zone climate control, heated seats for the driver and the passenger. And down here, we don't have a wireless charging pad. Not really a big surprise on the SE trim level that that's not here, but you do have a couple of USB options and your conventional style shifter as far as that goes. So we can go and use that. You can go into L right there in case you're curious about that. That means you're in low gear, and it's going to stay in low gear but give you all your power and torque without going into second gear, basically. Stays in low gear. Sport mode is right here. So that's what we're going to have as far as that goes, the S, or you can just go into drive with the D right there. Let's see if I can get that with my left hand because I'm not used to doing that. There we go. And your Econ mode right here. If you want to use Econ mode, well, there you go. And if you want to turn the stop-start feature on, or it's called idle stop by Honda, on or off, depending on your personal preference, well, there's the button for that. I like to turn that off personally. Most of us do. And the power parking brake, brake hold mode, and your cup holders right here. The center console, the lid actually doubles as an armrest, so depending on where your seat is set, which by the way, I do have a power driver seat. We have a manually adjustable passenger seat. You can see that I can raise and lower the seat, but depending on where the seat's set determines how easy it is to use that as an armrest. Now, one thing that's beneficial here is you also have a 12-volt power outlet concealed away inside of the spacious center console. One thing I always like to say is I would like to see automakers add a third USB option for rear seat passengers. Well, there's a way you could do that. Just run an adapter back there, no big deal. And right here we have our sunglass holder, and we also have the control for the sunroof to open and close that. You can see some of the other buttons and switches that are there as well. All right, here we go on the test drive. Let's see how it goes over the railroad tracks. Well, you heard a little bit of rattling there, but that wasn't from the car itself. I think that was my nephew's glasses or something. So my nephew over in the passenger seat. But other than that, it was really quiet and really smooth. So the vehicle itself actually handles that very, very well. A comfortable ride quality. That's one thing I like about these Accords is they are comfortable. The seats themselves seem to be comfortable. And one thing that I did not mention earlier in the video, because I am noticing it right now, is the fact that not only do you have the power driver's seat, it also has lumbar support. Now, they don't have any of that for the passenger seat over there, but not unusual on a lower trim level. But you still seem to get quite a bit. Hopefully we're not going to get a good close-up look at the front of that car that almost pulled out in front of us right there. At least looked like they were going to. I don't know if you could see that on the video because of the window sticker right there, but very interesting the things we get to witness on these test drives. Enjoyable to drive, nice maneuverability, so good for working around in tight spaces. If you're in a congested city and a lot of traffic and congestion in parking lots, well, the Accord is good for that. You still have all that nice space of a mid-sized sedan. So a lot of advantages where that's concerned. And while you could have higher trim levels that offer the 9-inch touchscreen, a little larger than this one and a different look, both are equally easy to use. So I like that the technology here is not a major overload. And let's do this. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to ease into the pedal just a little bit here. Definitely no trouble getting up to speed, that's for sure. And I made it to, well, not even quite to half throttle. So you might wonder about 192 horsepower and say, is that enough, Tom? It sure seems to be. A nice balance here between the horsepower of the vehicle and the weight of the vehicle. So very easy to accelerate when you need to. Not a big deal where that's concerned. You're not necessarily expecting neck snapping performance, but I think it's reasonable. We'll put it that way. And the gas pedal and brake pedal easy to manage. Overall, a very simplistic vehicle, nice technology, not an overload, easy to see out of. The good thing is that you do have that blind spot monitoring, so if you're a little concerned about that, no big deal where that's concerned. So in my opinion, for the price of what you get here, I think this is definitely a contender, if not the #1 pick, as far as being the best bang for the buck trim level. And there it is, the 2025 Honda Accord SE. Is it the best bang for the buck trim level? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I do want to say a special thanks to our friends at Holmes Honda for loaning us this Accord for the day, and a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. That's helpful to us. We appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos. Please share this video on your timelines, on social media, so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.